Hey friends, it's Dan Przaski from All About Mini Bikes, and we are going to do a little job here, a restore job, simple, inexpensive, how to make a mini bike look like new, make it look actually more valuable than what it is, and for literally under $10. And what we're going to focus on the Ramjet today is, I'm going to focus on the gas tank. So you can see it's kind of like, it was chrome original. And I don't know if they used a paint or whatever on this, but what we're going to do is we're going to make this look like brand new or something like brand new for under $10. That's right, under $10. Hey, do me a favor though, if you can, and smash that subscribe button, please. It really, really help us out, help us to grow, and do some of the projects we want to do. So we really like when people subscribe and when they comment and when they share. So if you can do that, that'd really be helpful. But anyway, I'm going to have to take it off. And that's a pretty simple job, although the nuts and bolts on the bottom of the seat are very, very out of place and hard to get at. But for a little bit of time and a little bit of money, I'm going to make this look a heck of a lot better than what it is. Not that I'm going to sell it, but just to show you how to do it yourself maybe. Hey, you know, another little tip is getting yourself a box like this of tools. They're inexpensive. I bought these from Harbor Freight, or should I say the kids and that got it for me for either my birthday or Father's Day a couple years ago. But and back then on sale it was only $29. I don't know what it's gone up to now, but you know, I throw it in my truck also wherever I go. And I use it for this kind of projects like this on the mini bike and that, just because it's laid out here, it's all good. I got everything in there. And anyway, so you need tools that work for you to make it easier on you. Okay? Anyway, so let's take a look. I know I got to get this band off. Let's take that off and see if we can get the tank off without taking the seat off. I made this band myself because there was nothing there holding it on. I made it out of an old bungee cord. Let's see if I can do this without knocking everything down. So I'd get it off, to get it loose, pull it like that. The gas tank will go backwards. Yeah, and I did it. All right, looks like I'm gonna be able to get this off really simply without taking off the seat. I wasn't sure that, but first I got to disconnect this gas line before I do that. Okay, so a little bit of extra. Now I've got the petcock turned off all the way, so there was no gas coming. But just what I always like to do is get a pencil in there. I have regular stoppers too, but there's no sense in it. You can always use a pencil or something like that. Anyway, so let's see if I can get this off with one hand without wrecking anything. There you go. So what we'll do is we'll set this up. I'll show you what we're going to do next. Now I've got gas in there. I'm not going to take it all off or anything like that. I do have to get these emblems off on both sides though. Okay, so that's the next step. I also like to use milk cartons here for holding different things. So you got to be careful here. As I've got this, you can see that the petcock goes through the hole as well as the gas line, okay? And that way it still lays flat for me. I don't have to have it on a bench or hanging off the side or anything like that. And so next thing I'm going to do, I can't do this with one hand, is get the screws out with a Phillips screwdriver and get the screws out and get these Ramjet emblems off. So I got the emblems off, and I want to give you a little hint on something else. Don't make mistakes I used to make. So these screws are so small that they drop. They're easy to lose in no time. Sometimes when I was even as an adult, I'd lay them by the bike or something. Oh, I'll find them, and then they get kicked or you don't get back to it for a day or two. So always make sure that you put the parts in something. This is just a little snack baggie, and that way you won't lose it. Put it in a safe spot, and very, very hard to get the screws for these without taking the tank in to get something that'll fit it, because there's just no standard size for this. So anyway, saves you a lot of headaches. Clipping right along here now, I've got the gas tank off. I got the emblems off. I got it secured, so I'm going to show you two more little steps that have to be done before we can paint it. And one of them is you need to clean this stuff off. You don't want to get dirt. So what I usually use is acetone. Take a rag. This is old. It's clean though, but it's old. And I'll put this on a little piece of the rag. I'm going to try to wipe all that off real good. I'm going to make sure it dries before I put the coat of what I'm going to put on, and we'll talk about that next. So I'm going to clean this up right now. So as you can see, just the acetone cleaning up with that actually cleans it up, makes it look a lot better. But you got to remember, it starts taking a little bit of a layer off. It'll take a little bit of color off, so it's not something you want to use, um, you know, on something that's already restored and done. Then you just try to keep it clean. But anyway, so I'm just going to dry it off really, really good before I show you the next step. Okay, now the next step I was going to do was I was going to take the gas cap off and I was going to put the painter's tape around the threads and across the top. But what I've decided is I'm not going to do that, because if I do that, the gas cap's going to be different colored, and I can still get under there. You know what? I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to take it off and do that, because I will then do the gas cap separate. Let's do that. Okay, so that's what I've done. Make sure there's no hole up in there. You definitely don't want any paint going down in your gas can, in your gas tank. So you do that, and then I've got the top separate. Now, I'm going to take this out to the side of the house, because the last thing I want to do is get spray paint on a black car. Now, what I'm going to do, though, that I didn't do the last time, because I did these fenders there as an experiment, and they came out really, really well. Somebody said, hey, you know, they'd come out even better if at first, and they did. If you saw the other video I did on this, but they said, hey, it's better. They'll come out even better looking if you paint them black first. Now, I've got this laying around here. It's stuff I've used. I probably should go with the flat black, but you know what? We're trying to keep this inexpensive as can be. So I'm just going to use this here black paint on it first. Let's go check that out. Let's go do it. I got to pull this out to the side of the house first. Okay, friends, so now when you're doing what we like to call a rattle can paint job, that's because it's just a can on the gas tank or anything you're doing, do the rattle can. What we like to do is to use this here handy spray handle, okay? This one says Rust-Oleum. I don't know, I bought it years ago. And it flops right on there, makes it easier to handle and hold. You don't keep pushing the button up on the top and it comes out wrong or sprays on your finger. So this is something that that you should get and have one or two of them laying around. Okay, so shaking the can up really, really good, and let's see what happens here. Putting a really, really light coat on it. And remember, I'm not going to have to go super duper heavy or anything on that like this. It's just kind of like, it's just like a primer is all it is. Don't have to, I'm not going to have to make sure that it's perfect or anything. I just want to lightly get it so I don't get any streaks or bubbles. And also from a distance, get too close, that's when you'll get them. And you got to remember the top, well, actually the whole tank gets looked at a lot, but the top for sure, and the sides around the emblem, because people would be looking at that. So let's get a little bit here on this bottom some more. A little bit there. Looks like I missed a bit. Let's make this, turn this just a little bit. There we go. Make it easier on me. Right around there, although most of that will be covered up. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good, don't you think? I do. Okay. Well, the boring part is I'm gonna have to wait, let it dry before I can do anything. I'll take it out in the light a little bit more and make sure that I covered everything. Just as I was setting the can down to do that, I realized I did not get the gas cap. Boy, but I don't know if I want to do that gas cap. You know, I'm going to leave the gas cap and not do it. You know why? I don't want to fill in the on-off on there. This is an original gas cap, and I would rather see if I could clean it up in a way, or actually that little piece get professionally chromed. I don't want to wreck that, even though it could be sanded back down. So I'm not going to do that, all right? Good thing I thought about that. So I brought it out in the light so I could see there was a little bit toward the back. I had to go a little bit, but I've got it out in light, and I've actually got it out now where there's a little bit of a breeze, and so it'll dry a lot faster. I had it contained close to the house so there would be no breeze, so I wouldn't get spray flying around everywhere. So right now, that looks good. We're just going to let it dry. The next one that we will use will be this metallic finish Rust-Oleum. And I've kind of used a lot on it because I did the chain guard. I had done the rear fender. I did the front fender. And then I also did the clutch guard. And I did minimal to these. Remember, I didn't prime them at all. I just kind of cleaned them up a little bit. Wanted to see what it looked like. And you can see I'm already been scuffing that with their boots or shoes whenever we're riding around. All right, so how you like that? I don't know if I caught it. I think I didn't have this turned on. Oh, can't believe it. I think I hit it and it didn't go on. It went on really easy too. I mean, just spectacularly easy. I'm liking the looks of this. I really am. I kept shaking the can. I don't think I got it on. I won't know till I go to load this and turn it into a movie for you. Look at that though. Wow, certainly looks better. All right, let's check this out. We'll let it dry, okay? All right, friends, this really burns me because I now looked at the film and I see I didn't get it on there. I was rattling the can and stuff, didn't know it was on, and then when I went to turn it on, when I went to go shoot, that's when it actually turned off. But anyway, you can see what it does. I just sprayed back and forth on this. This is just beautiful. So again, we're letting it dry, and I'm going to put this back on so you can see what it looks like on the bike. So there you go. For under $10, you can make a mini bike look a heck of a lot better, because I actually had chromed both fenders, chain guard, and clutch guard, as well as gas tank, and I have left over. I think I paid either $6 or $7 for that can, and I had the black laying around, so I can't tell you what that costs. Can't cost more than $3, $4, $5, right? So basically $10 or so, you can make a mini bike look a lot better, a heck of a lot better. So hey, smash that subscribe button if you haven't. Share with your friends. Leave some comments, questions, anything you want, and we really appreciate you watching. So thanks a bunch.